Hey everyone, we have Rami here from Drive More Growth, and we have Aiden here from Starpoint Law. Aiden, to start us off, can you give us a quick overview of what Starpoint Law does and what makes it unique?
Sure, yeah. So we are a full service law firm. We handle plaintiff side litigation cases, civil litigation primarily. We do mostly labor and employment and some personal injury as well.
Awesome. Thinking sort of back to before you started working with us, what was sort of your situation like when it came to lead generation, qualifying leads, and just your business overall?
Yeah, so we came out, started the company in 2018, firm that we worked with that was introduced to us by a broker actually, and we worked with them for quite some time. They focused on SEO, and we just weren't seeing the results. We put a whole bunch of money into advertising and SEO, and some other things like scholarships and Uber rides and things like that. And we just were not seeing the cases come in. We would get maybe a handful of cases a month, maybe probably even less, two or three. And so we knew we needed to change things up. So we reached out to DMG, and they really rocked it for us. We're getting a ton of cases now. We're getting over 100 leads a month. We're signing up 20 cases a month. So it's been going great.
Awesome. What do you think were some of the at least major shifts or differences in sort of the DMG service versus before, like that were noticeable from your end?
DMG handles everything from A to Z. If they see that something's not working, they'll fix it, right? They won't just let it go on, which is a problem that we had with our old firm. We'd put in, X number of dollars every month, and, 6 months through, and I take a look and I say, hey, look, we haven't really gotten the results that we want. We have to go to them and tell them, hey, things have to change. They'll change the campaign. Then 6 months will go by, another 6 months will go by, and we'll have to go back to them and say, hey, it's still not working. DMG takes the initiative. If it's not working, they'll see it on their end, and they'll fix it and make sure that, whatever they're doing, you're getting leads through the door.
Awesome. And I guess thinking through like some of the biggest challenges, what were the biggest challenges that you were sort of running into back then? Did you feel like there was less diversification of your sort of lead gen, or are there certain things that you feel were big problems that you were able to get through? Obviously, maybe creating new problems, but good problems, hopefully. I guess some of the biggest challenges you were looking at then.
Yeah, I mean, our biggest challenges then were, hey, we're paying our customer acquisition costs was through the roof.
Hmm. How much was
Was
that at the time?
like $4,000 or $5,000
Oh, geez.
per case that we signed up, which is just not sustainable, especially for the business that we're in. Now our customer acquisition cost, our case acquisition cost is a lot lower. It's in the $1,000 to $2,000 range. Some months it's even sub 1,000, which
Yeah.
is great, which is fantastic. So we're super happy about that. Now our problem is, hey, we can't keep up with so many leads that are coming in, right? I mean, it's a good
Great
problem
problem.
to have. Yeah, yeah, but we're now struggling to staff up to handle all the leads and sign up the cases and all that, which is fantastic. We're not complaining.
Yeah. So the cost per, I guess, lead dropped. It was cut in half essentially, or more.
Yeah, I don't look at cost per lead.
Or cost per
DMG
whatever.
handles that.
It
Yeah,
was
what I focus on is what am I signing, right? Because I can get 1,000 leads coming in a day, but if I'm not signing anything, it's useless to me. So
yeah.
my cost per acquisition has gone down, which is fantastic. DMG's telling me that cost per lead's gone down, which is great, for their metric. But whatever they're doing, you got to keep doing it because it's working.
Yeah, I think one of the challenges with like lead gen is finding qualified leads, right? Because people can spray and pray and get leads, right, at the end of the day, but somebody's gonna have to go through and get rid of all the noise and actually close them, which I think one of the interesting things we have with each other is like we're able to like keep dialed and stay in line on what we think is qualified for your business and try to like move all the brush away so that you have just the best possible lead you can, and then from there you guys do your thing.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a good point because when we first started working together, we ran just a basic campaign
Right.
where it's, hey, if you've been injured or hey, if you've been let go while you were on medical leave, we just ran that basic campaign with no qualifiers, and we just got a ton of leads coming in, right? And so it took us a lot of time to sift through those and find the ones that are qualified. Once we determined which ones are qualified, then we would intake those folks. And then, some of those folks, we wouldn't be able to get a hold of them again. So there was attrition at every level, and it was just taking up a lot of manpower. But you guys quickly noticed that, and you said, hey, look, why don't we do some qualifying questions? And why don't we, within the ad, they click on it. What are the things that you look for in order to sign a case? We'll just do those general questions. Now we're getting, a lot less leads than we were initially, but more signups, which is exactly what we're looking for.
You'll waste a lot of time if you have to kind of shuffle through leads that aren't in
A
your
ton of
realm.
time.
It's like a
Yeah,
waste
it's a
of
ton of
money
time.
too.
Yeah, because not only are they coming in, but you got to call them. They don't pick up the first time. Then you got to send them a text message or an email, and you follow up several times. Then finally get in touch with them, and then you have to talk to them, and then you realize after all that it's not even a good case. So putting those qualifying questions in early was a great idea by you guys, and I think it really did focus the campaign on what we're looking for, and it's worked great so far.
Love it. I guess looking at sort of where we are now, right? Looking at results so far, where do you see Starpoint? Like, where do you see sort of the next 6 to 12 months, where the business going and how we can grow?
Well, we just want to put our foot on the gas as long as we can staff
Mhm.
appropriately to handle the inflow. We don't want to let go. We don't want to let off the throttle. Because in our business, when it's hot, you want to make sure to take advantage of it. Strike while the iron is hot, right?
Mhm.
Um, and we just don't want to let up. Competition is starting to ramp up in our industry. In 5 years or so, it's going to be really, really tough to get cases. So we're trying to build up that clientele now, so that in 5 or 10 years, we don't have to rely on marketing so heavily. We can have business coming through, client referrals who we've served in the past, who refer their friends, or they come back to us if they have another legal issue that they need to be addressed. So that's kind of the goal for the next, 5, 10 years.
Yeah, I think in the beginning, when you're trying to grow, that's when like squeezing every dollar to the best of your ability comes into play because it's really expensive up front. But at a certain point, once you have everything churning, it kind of becomes autopilot. Like you're gonna, you have your SEO going on. We have Meta. We just started Google. You're using your sort of network and referral bases. I think those gears all kind of help each other, right? So that when you do expand to new channels, it's cheaper. It's cheaper on those channels because you did all the groundwork. So I feel like what we're doing now. That's why when we turned on Google recently, we're like immediately seeing sub $16 leads at least. Granted, like quality is gonna kind of we're gonna see kind of a mix of it, right? But it's because you had the SEO going. It's because you already did all the groundwork on sort of Meta, and it's because of your referrals and sort of what the search volume is. So I'm excited for that. That's going to be really fun.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Yeah, it should be good.
Was there anything about working with us that surprised you, and did you have any like misconceptions going into it? I mean, this could be broad about agencies, but also us specifically.
You know, signing up and working with an ad agency always has, it's, you always kind of feel like, hey, are these guys going to take advantage of me like the last guy? I mean, there's a lot of you guys out there, and everyone, promises the world, and not everyone delivers. And worse, sometimes they, screw you worse than you were before. So, you guys were able to help us in that. You were able to fix a lot of things that are old guys that we work with kind of screwed up. Like with our website, we had a terrible website name. It pigeonholed us to like a certain type of case. And when we grew and evolved into different practice areas, it hurt us because it was very niche, the name of the website. So we're able to fix that. You guys set me up with an SEO company that is working to rebuild our credibility on Google. And so, so far you guys have been great. You guys have done everything that you said you would. You delivered. So I do appreciate that.